Alright, y'all. What I thought I'd do today is I'm going to take y'all along searching for bait. What I'm planning on doing is taking my other boat up to the Tom Bigby River and see if we can catch some big cats. And I don't know how I do the videos. I may split them up into 2 videos, but what we're going to do today is try to go about, see if we can find some bait. So I'm going to spend, this is Sunday afternoon, I'm going to start today and we're going to just try different places because I don't really know exactly how I'm going to find the bait I want. I would like to have some sun perch about the size of 3 fingers, about, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches long. I hate to go buy minnows to do this. We may have to before it's said and done, but we're going to see about catching us some bait. And I do have a throw net, and we'll probably try that out somewhere before it's over with. But we're going to start today by putting this basket out. Now what this is about 2 foot long, and it's probably about 10 to 12 inches in diameter. And what I did is I just homemade me a funnel. You can tell the way I used the scraps I had off the piece that I was making my basket out of, so my funnel kind of wound up a little crooked, but it does work. And what I do is I've got a door on this end, and the way I open and close that is with these pieces of wire and some wire ties to get my bait in and out of it. So I'm going to show you how I bait this up, if I can get the wire out of it. Looks like I'm going to spend the evening fighting with it. Hey, come out. All right. Now I've got some clamps on this edge, got it hinged there. Okay, now that we've got it open, what I've got right here, coffee filter, a garbage tie filled with cat food. And this is just old cheap cat food. It's the same cat food I was using to run traps with back to fall. So what I had left over, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tie it right in here and twist it in good so that it'll kind of be suspended in there. And I'll try to throw my trap with that on the top so that it ain't just laying on the bottom. But we may wind up with crawfish, we may wind up with no telling what, but whatever we catch, we're gonna take and put on hooks. And we've got to check everything, get everything together. I'll have to be honest, it's probably been about 3 years, 2 or 3 years since I've been over to Tom Bigby and done this. Just a lot going on, hadn't had a chance to go, and I should have done went this year. Really, the prime fishing is it's still good time. It ain't late, but I could have, I'm gonna say it like this, I could have been going a month ago and catching good cats. I've got some friends and cousins, it's over there, they've caught some nice Appaloosa cats on the Tom Bigby River and some blue cats. I like the blue cats as well as I do the Appaloosas, but a lot of people, they'd rather have the Apps than anything, so we are targeting them, and that's what we do want. I'm gonna go catch me and find me another garbage tie, because this is, if this gets hung on anything in the water, the bait will come out of this lid, so I want to tie it down in a couple of different spots. Alright, what I've got here, these are basically garbage bag ties. They're what comes on my clay from my pottery, and they have 2 wires in there. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's a wire running each side, so I've got 3 of them. I'm gonna, my hinge is over here. I'm gonna pull this down. We're gonna tie that good on that side. I'm gonna pull it down good right here in the middle. What I do is bend me a little crook right there where I can kind of go around and I can catch a hold to it. I like these, they not as stiff as that big piece of wire I had in there from last year. Now what I'm gonna do is take this down to a branch, and I've got just a length of some 550 cord. We'll secure that off to the branch, and I happen to have an extra piece in my pocket that ain't long enough. I always keep a length of cord. I use it for all different kind of stuff. And my pocket's got a little small little cheapo carabiner on it, so I can lengthen my cord if I. But I'm gonna take it down now. Where we going on this branch runs through the edge of our property. It's growed up big time. We may have to fight some snakes, so I may need to get me a machete or something to take with me. But y'all get in. Let's go down there and see about finding somewhere to put this basket out. I ain't been down here in a month or Sunday, kind of growed up. Said I had to dig my ugly sunglasses out. I laid my chrome ones down there somewhere at the house, and I don't know what I've done with them. Alright, let's get out and see if there's any water right here. There used to be a culvert right across here, but it's washed out. And there's a little old hole of water there. There might be some bait in that mud hole. And then right down there may be some in this mud hole. Let's walk over here in these weeds and see what we can find. Maybe a cottonmouth about long as my leg laying up in here. That's a deep little old hole. And when I say deep now, I'm talking like 3 foot, 2 foot. It ain't by any means very deep. Yeah, we're gonna throw it in there and see what we come up with in a couple of hours. All right. Get a hold to the end of my cord over here, and then I'm gonna try to hold it with a bait up and let it drop. And I want to turn the mouth downstream, I think. Oh yeah. Boy, it ain't near about deep as I thought it was. See, this used to be washed out, but the water has done went down a lot. But that's still probably a pretty good place. I'm gonna try to get over here, tie this off, because the problem I have ain't that that's gonna wash off, but now some raccoon liable to try to raid it for me. I tied it off to a limb right over here, and we're gonna go back to the house and look, see if we can find some decent looking sunglasses. But now these work good. They just ugly as all guy. Look like Bill Dance and whatnot. But anyway, we'll come back down here and see if we got some bait here in a little bit. All right, we're gonna pull this basket up. It's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now I'm not expecting it to be full of bait, but I'm gonna, if there's a few in there, we'll know to leave it. If they ain't, I've picked out a better spot right down the bank, on closer to the road where this crosses the pavement. And we're gonna probably take it down there and put it in there. It's a bigger hole and it's cleaner around it. Right over there on that other bank, I just seen a cottonmouth about a year long slide right off in the water. So I know for a fact he's in there. Let's see what else we got. There's one little old bitty bait in there. So we're gonna go ahead and take this down yonder. Well, he just stuck his head up right there. He's chasing frogs. Roscoe's running around over here bumping the camera. He'll be in there with him in a minute or knock me in there. Alright, this right here is a better looking spot for a couple of reasons. So we're gonna pitch right out in there. And I don't know what I'm gonna tie this to. Just anything so I can find the end of it. Hey, look at here. While I got y'all on camera, look at this. snap them off. This right here, make sure there ain't no bugs on that. Real tender. Clean it up good. That's good eating. I need something to tie this to. This seems like a stout one. Alright, we'll leave it right there for a couple hours. Come back and check it. Now, in a couple hours just tells me if it's gonna get any bait or not. If it's got 5 or 6, 7 baits in it in a couple hours, then I'll leave it there and keep getting it in and out and getting bait from it. If not, I'm gonna move it, try to find a hot location. So stick with me, we'll see what we come up with. Alright, this soaked overnight. I was gonna come back down here yesterday, but when Mama drives up and says, we fixing to cut a watermelon, and this got thrown out the window. So anyway, they soaked overnight, and we're gonna see what we got right quick. Look at there, look at there. Let me get this. Now we got what we call good bait in there. I'm gonna hold this up and let you see. There's some sun perch, but you see all them little catfish, that's mudcat. They are hardy bait. The rest of that looks like brim, maybe one bass in there, maybe a couple of bass. But this is gonna prove to be a decent place to get bait right now. I'm looking to get around 100 baits to carry with me. That's enough to bait. I have 4 lines. Each line has 25 hooks on it. I want enough bait to bait them up when I get to the river. After that, I'll look for bait in the river itself. I'll take a throw net. Now what I'm gonna do is, and see, we've got, I just dipped that water. Now there was one crawfish in there. We'll let him stay in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this back in there. This hole right here seems like there's a good bit of bait in it. The good thing about this area is this branch, this is what we call this little ditch, is a branch. Whatever you may want to call it, don't matter to me, but we've had a lot of rain this spring. So that being said, this thing has had a lot of water flowing through it, which will carry a lot of these small fish down. Well, now that it's dropping down, it's kind of held up in this. Is probably, that's about 20 or 30 foot long stretch that's got about 1.5 to 2 foot of water in it. So it's a good spot to have this basket. So we're gonna, if we catch every fish out of there, we're not hurting anything, because these fish are hemmed up, can't get nowhere. A snake or something's gonna come along, turtle, and eat every one of them before it's over with anyway. So I don't want y'all to think that, well, you just got every bait out of there, now there ain't no fish to. These fish are not gonna make it in here anyway. This is gonna dry slam up in a matter of a few weeks probably. Cause it's just to drain water out of this upper land. So that being said, we're gonna drop this right on back out in there. Alright, I did want to show y'all where I'm going to put these. I've got this is one of those cattle mineral buckets. It's probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 gallons maybe. And I've got 2 aerators in here, and they plugged up right here and they run constantly. So that's where I'm going to put my bait, to store it in there. And I had a couple of full-size brim in there the other day. Stayed in there about 2 days. So There's 2 crawfish in there. They'll make good bait. If we don't get to Tom Bigby, we will go bait with this down here on our local Pearl River. I love to fish down there, but I haven't got to fish it yet this year. Ow! That thing stuck into my finger. Tell y'all something about them now. That hurt. Oh, little sharp fin there. When you're fooling with catfish, that fin is like poison. You see where I just stuck that? Rub the slime off the side of that fish. That's the antidote to that poison. But that's gonna be sore. Alright. We'll see about how many more we can get over the next day or so. Hang with me. Alright, we've been a couple of hours. Let's look and see what we got in here. I'm expecting about as many as this morning. Oh no. Oh no. One bait. Just one. Alright guys, I discovered that when I went down there and checked my basket, well, there wasn't no bait in it. That coffee filter, the fish had eat a hole in it last night. And I didn't realize that this morning. I was kind of in a hurry. So what it is, I went and got me an old sock. This is one of the ones that the dryer eat the other one, you know what I mean? And cross it over that way, just kind of get it sealed off. And then we're going to put it back in there just like we had the other one. Just twist it in there with a garbage bag tie. You see how I got that? It's just going to kind of hang. Just want to make sure you understood how this worked. But I knew something was wrong when I didn't get no more baits. Checked it twice and I got to inspecting. But now I think what I'm fixing to do is I've got a little pond down here by my teepee. And I'm going to go see about putting it by it. Alright, I don't know if I've ever shown y'all this pond, but it's basically a mud hole. It's not very big at all. But I've been trying to put bait in it and stock it with bait over the years. I've never really got no whole lot out of it. So, what better time to find out? I've had some baskets in it before, but these weeds get in here. I don't really know the best place to put it. I got to get past them, but you don't want it way out in the deep. These bait fish like that shallow water, up closer to the edges. I need to tie this off to something where that thing is rolling on down in there. Feel that? See it? I can't have that. Let's see. I'm gonna take it up here. See if we can put it in this corner up here. Corner of this that's fairly shallow. And what I'm gonna do is throw that right out there. I think I'll tie it to this little sapling back against that tree. Oh. We'll let it soak right there for a little while and see what happens in this pond. I know I've put bait fishing, I've put crappie, I've put a lot of things in there. Not a bunch of it, but what I've caught leftovers I didn't feel like cleaning, I'd throw them in there. Alright, we went and got a cast net out. Now this is my smaller cast net. I have one that's quite a bit larger. And when I say quite a bit, it's not just a whole bunch larger. And I am not a professional at throwing this. However, I can get it out there in the water. I'm not like Dummy that can't throw it at all, but I'm not the guy that's going to teach you like, hey, here's how to throw this. I just managed to get lucky enough to get a little bait with it. That's how I'm going to put it. I will show you how I go about doing it. I'll probably do it a little different than everybody else. But I come up and I catch that one time. And I get me another bite there. And then I reach down and I catch me another bite like this. Oh. See, I don't spin it enough to get a perfect circle, but I did get it over the stuff on the first throw and opened up enough. The problem with throwing it in here is all these pine limbs that fall in here. A lot of times and I don't think I got anything. Nope, not anything. They may not be. I tell you what happens, the turtles. I hate to just go around killing turtles, but when they get in something this size, they'll eat every fish out of it pretty much. I may have to go back on turtle patrol. And I know the other day when I come down here, there was a couple on that little log over there. And I'm sorry if you're one of them people that don't think you ought to kill anything, but when they cleaning out my bait fish, I get irritated. Hanging up, I can't hardly throw it far enough. I need to throw it way on ice under. Hey, I got something that time. I did get a few baits. Ha-ha. Oh, we got shiners, man. We got some dang good bait. And we got a sun perch. Hey, might not be bad as I thought. Let me let y'all get a look at what we're talking about here now. You see how orange and dark this fish is? It look a lot like a brim. I ain't 100% sure on this one. This one ain't. He's going in the bait bucket. That looks a lot more than I look at it like a bluegill. But you see this? Now that is a shiner. That's good catfish bait. That one may be a brim right there. I was thinking it was sun perch, but now that I get over here where I can see, I think that's a bluegill. I may have to bring that basket and throw it back out in this deeper part. I pulled it up just a second ago and they weren't nothing in it. Oh, it went too much. You see it twist up. We might have, oh dang. See them pine limbs? That's what I was trying to tell y'all right there. Oh, don't. These kind of drops. What's tough on the throw net? It thwarted us. See all them sticks? Hey, we did get a bait though. We got one. Oh, another shiner. I'm impressed about there being shiners, and I'm gonna just lay it right there for a second, throw it one more time. I hate to unstrap all this, and it's coming down pretty good now. And that rain may thwart my plans to go to the river. The river gets too high. That's the biggest reason that we hadn't done a camping trip in the canoe running limb hooks. I'm bad wanting to take y'all on limb hooking. I love the limb hook. Just tie one line on a limb and move on to that canoe down here in the swamp. I can catch some fish down there. But the weather's terrible. Oh, that was a good throw. Look at him. I got tangled up around that again. Oh, I see more bait in there. There's one little old thing. I think that's another little bluegill. But that's perfect bait size. You see that about like my hand? See, I'm gonna throw one more time out here so I get completely soaked. I was finna go get me one of them showers anyway. I can skip that now. y'all bring this soap with you, I do scrub off right here. Take one of them hoe baths. Y'all know what a hoe bath is, don't you? Hoe bath where you just take that rag and clean up. And what them hoes did over there in the western days, in between men. I probably shouldn't have said that. Y'all forgive me. Oh yeah, you see how far I sailed that out there? Man, I sailed that thing out there a good 15 foot. Probably found there's a good pine limbs out in there too. But you take note of something. There wasn't nothing in it neither. Alright, we're not getting no whole lot of bait no more. I don't know if there's not no more bait hardly in there. But we just got a crawfish and a couple of little, that's some type of a perch there. I ain't exactly sure. You could tell with the markings on his face. I don't know if you can see that thing right through there or not. But anyway, we're gonna put them in our bait cooler right here. This is about the third day. This is Wednesday morning, so we've got a pretty good bit of bait for right now. I'm gonna throw it back out and check it another time or two. But we've with the throw net and other methods, we've wound up with about enough bait. I've got several crawfish, and that fella there, he wants to stay in here. He don't. There he's out. Alright. But anyway, thank y'all for watching my videos. We're going to try to conclude this on collecting bait. And we may show some other methods in some other videos that I do. I have caught them, you know, single with a hand pole. You can take a worm and you can catch those pretty good sized sun perch. We may do that in a video, but thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next time on Spirit of the Outdoors.